Good day everyone, how are we doing? Welcome to ASQ's 360. Today we'll be looking at the topic, we're having a conversation around how do I worship in spirit and in truth. So our anchor verse is John 4:23 to 24 in Amplified Version. It says, "But the time is coming and is already here, where the true worshippers will worship the Father in spirit, from the heart, the inner self, and in truth, for the Father seeks such people to be his worshippers." God is spirit, the source of life, yet invisible to mankind, and those who worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. So we need to understand and know who we desire to worship before talking about the expression or how we should worship. So in the preceding verses, speaking about verses 21 and 22 of John chapter 4, Jesus was talking to the Samaritan woman, and he said in verse 22, "You worship what you do not know. We know what we worship because salvation is of the Jews." So first, we must know that we're worshiping God and our worship is unto God. So our worship is birthed from our knowledge of God. What is worship? Worship is reference for a person. It's like paying homage or an eulogy that we sing to our traditional leaders or to kings that we just see around. So Jesus was saying that true worshippers worship the Father in spirit and in truth. So when we hear worship, the first expression, the first thing we think about as it concerns worship is listening to slow songs that kind of make us feel very solemn and just makes us very calm. But then again, beyond those slow songs, our worship to God in spirit, we must allow God's spirit to drive us. So that worship for us is not just a ritual of just singing calm songs or slow songs or just a series of things that we do regularly. It is going to be that our heart is surrendered to God and to the strength of the Holy Spirit. Matthew 15:8-9 further explains what we're trying to talk about here. So it says, "These people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honoureth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men." So this is telling us that beyond just worshipping God with our mouth, we must ensure that our heart is also worshipping God and our heart is priority when it comes to us worshipping God in spirit and in truth. Psalms 24 verse 3-4 in the Passion Translation further explains something I want us to look at. It says, "Who then is allowed to ascend the mountains of Yahweh? And who has the privilege of entering into God's holy place? Those who are clean, whose works and ways are pure, whose hearts are true and sealed by the truth, those who never deceive, whose words are sure." So this helps us explain what exactly it means to worship God with our hearts. It gives us different criteria we should look at when we're worshiping God. So first of all, worship begins with our hearts. The heart posture must be right, and then it flows into every other thing that we do. And so as believers, worshiping God is not just singing those songs. Us ensuring that our heart is right with God and it flows into everything we do. So worship is seen in our conversations, worship is seen in everything we do in our day-to-day activities. So to worship God must ensure, again, that our heart is right before God. Further explaining in another version, John 4:23-24, it says, "From now on, worshiping the Father will not be a matter of the right place, but with the right heart. For God is a spirit and he longs to have sincere worshippers who adore him in the realm of the spirit and in truth." So we must ensure and also remind ourselves again today, worship to God must first begin with our heart. Thank you so much for listening. Ensure to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to live with eternity in view. Thank you.